All right, so today I want to tell you about the Ninja 30B from Viltrox, which is a 300 watt bi-color light that is super capable, but I want to do more than just tell you about it. I want to show you some examples of it in action. So we're going to go over some of the specifications as well as how you can use it in the real world. Now, I've reviewed a couple of Viltrox lights in the past, but this one is better for a couple of reasons. And the number one reason I like this one more is that the fan on this one is much quieter. It's not really noticeable and it won't really interfere with your scenes or microphones. And it does have a fan override option, which basically allows you to go up to 20% brightness with no fan speed on, which is just fantastic. So you can really have the light up close in some scenarios without having to worry about noise. Another reason this light is better than previous versions is that it has better brightness control. Now they claim this light has stepless dimming, and I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but the dimming does work a lot better and you can really dial in that percentage amount that you want to get the accurate brightness that you need. So that's really nice. I think the design of this light is pretty perfect. It just has some simple controls on the back for brightness and color temperature, as well as some effect controls, and then everything else is changeable on the app. And so it's pretty simple, has a little screen on the back so you can see everything that you need to do, and it's just not overcomplicated, which I really appreciate. In terms of the overall size, it's about what you'd expect for a 300 watt light. I think it's like 6.5 pounds, so it is a bit heavy, but nothing unusual. But something that is a little bit unusual is the power adapter, which is very nice and not too large, which I really appreciate. Sometimes these control boxes for the DC in are just massive and take up a ton of space and weigh a lot. So this one being this size is pretty nice, and it also has a nice clamp system so you can just attach it to your light stand super simply and not really have to worry about it. The light's connection to stands is super sturdy and I'm not worried about it moving at all. It just has a really nice clamp system, can adjust the angle super easily, and has this nice handle at the top to swivel around. So very well thought out there. In the front of the light has standard Bowens mount, so you can connect all your standard diffusion as well as this reflector mount that comes with the light. All right, so for a little sample shot right here, let's say I want to set up my camera right here to get a shot of me at my desk with some sunlight coming through. So we're just going to set this up. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put the light on the outside, shine it through this window with some warm light sitting on this desk, and then have it backlit here just for a nice composition. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm just gonna grab the Ninja 30B here and walk it around to the front of the house. As you can see, it's a very gloomy day and it's actually raining a bit right now, and this light is definitely not waterproof, so I'm gonna throw an umbrella over it. So I'm just gonna bring this light over to this window and kind of position it at the height that I want. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn on this light right here, see if it comes on. Perfect. And now I'm just gonna adjust the intensity. So I'm just gonna go ahead and position this light towards the window. I have the reflector mount on right now. It might be too much, but we're gonna need to go inside and check. So if we come inside, you can see it's already looking a lot more like daylight coming in, which is pretty sweet. It's now blowing out quite a bit. So I'm just gonna adjust my settings. I might need to go more side lit with the light so it's not coming in as directly. So I'm gonna adjust the blinds a little bit, close them down so we can't see the day outside. It is definitely raining out. I'm gonna go ahead and raise this light up, and I'm gonna move it over to the side and tilt it down so it's facing that direction more. And something that's really awesome here is that with the app, I can actually just control the light from outside. So as you can see, it just adjusted here, so I can change the intensity really easily, change the white balance, and it's just super nice to have that on an app. So I don't have to be outside controlling that. I can do it from right here. And just for a quick example here, this is what it looks like off and on, off and on. So you can really see the difference it's making. There is a lot of ambient light with it off, just due to the fact that there's skylights up here and that it's daytime, but you can really see how this light makes it appear like sunlight instead of just daylight. And in terms of brightness on this light, they claim it's 12,800 lux at 3 feet, which is the bare light, and 100,000 lux with the reflector, which I don't really believe. I think that's a false number. I can't really test it. Just for comparison, that's twice the listed brightness of the gold standard Aperture 300D, and I just don't think that this light is that much brighter. I can't compare it, like I said, but it seems a little false. But that being said, it is quite bright and enough for most of your needs. The price of this light right now is about $420 for the bi-color option, which is definitely on the lower end of price for 300 watt lights, so I would say it's a very good deal. Now there are a couple things about this light that I don't love, and the first one is that the effects aren't the most well dialed in. They have, fire effects, candle effects, lightning, all that stuff. They definitely work, they're just not the most refined. Something else I don't love about this light is that it didn't come with a carrying case, so it only came in the box that it came with, so there's no way to store this light. It just kind of sits around loosely, which isn't ideal, but there aren't a ton of pieces to it, like I said. Also, another thing that bothers me with this light is that out of the box, there's no way to power it with a V-mount battery. So when you're running gun out in the wilderness, wherever you are, there's no way to battery power this right now as is. And that's kind of too bad because most 300 watt lights that I've seen have an option for a V-mount battery adapter. And yeah, this one doesn't. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna try and light a night exterior, and I kind of want this light to appear like a street light. So I'm gonna go up on the color temperature, make it nice and warm, change the intensity just a little bit. Then I'm gonna tip the light down as much as I can go here, and then just bring it up as high as we can go. And I'm gonna rotate the light around like so. And I think something like that looks pretty dang good. And the awesome thing about the app is because the light is so high, I can't reach it, but I can just change the intensity on my phone, so I don't need to bring the light down every single time that I want to make a change. So that's awesome. So now I'm gonna bring my camera in here and frame up a shot of some kind. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure it out. So as you can see, a pretty simple setup with camera and light up here. I think I could have used a bounce or something or another light to fill it in, but you can do a lot with one light source. At night, it's a little bit trickier, but it can still be done, and it just shows how versatile this light is right here. And just to show you, this is at 20% right now. If we go up all the way to 100, it's just crazy how much power this light really has. But yeah, that's basically all there is to say about this light. It's a pretty good price and it's bright enough to cover most of your filmmaking needs. So I think it's a good purchase. I think it's a valuable piece of equipment to have within your filmmaking kit. So yeah, links below if you want to check it out, and I will see you guys in the next video.